In this video, we'll talk about the method, which is just a way to convert units. And there's three things that we need to remember first, and they're all really simple math. The first one is that anything multiplied by 1 is itself. So 42.6 times 1 is 42.6. Nothing changes. And the cool thing is we can do this forever. You can say, what's 42.6 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? Guess what? It's still 42.6. The second thing is that anything divided by itself is equal to 1. So we know that 3 is equal to 3. So that means that 3 divided by 3 must be 1. Really simple, right? Just like 16 divided by 16 must be 16. Now, remember that we can write this in a slightly different way. We know that 12 inches is equal to 1 foot, right? They're the same. Saying that something's 12 inches long is the exact same thing as saying it's 1 foot. This is called a conversion factor, right? Because 12 inches equals 1 foot. The only difference is one's in one unit, inches, and the other one's in the other, foot. But the same thing holds true here. 12 inches divided by 1 foot, since they're the same, since they're equivalent, is equal to 1. And that's just like saying, how many times do 12 inches go into 1 foot? Once. They're the same. And the last thing we need to remember is just simple cross-canceling. So remember that 3/4 times 8/3, well, there's a 3 on top here and a 3 on the bottom here, so they cancel out. So you're left with the top, 8, divided by the bottom, 4. And you can do it the other way around too. You can say something like 8/7 multiplied by 7/6. Remember there's a 7 on top here and a 7 on the bottom here. Cancel out and you're left with 8/6. So let's use all of that together to do some unit conversions. The first step is just to figure out what the problem is, and I'm just going to say it to you. How many centimeters are there in 82.7 kilometers? So in step 2 we have to write down what we have, and I'll repeat that. So we have 82.7 kilometers. I've given you that number. But I want you to convert it into centimeters. Okay. In step 3, we're going to make a little chain. That's going to go from the units of what we have, kilometers, to the units of what we want, centimeters. And we use that conversion sheet we gave you to make that chain. So, to go from kilometers to centimeters, you can look. Well, one way to do it is to say that there is 1 kilometer in 1,000 meters. This is an equivalency, just like 12 inches is 1 foot. But now we've gone from kilometers to meters. And if we want to go to centimeters, we have to go from meters to centimeters. So we have to find another one, which is 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. So now we've made a chain so that we can go from kilometers to centimeters, right? Kilometers to meters, meters to centimeters. And now we just have to kind of wrap this up into a nice little table thing. So these are steps 4, 5, and 6 all together. So the first thing we have to do is write what we have, 82.7 kilometers, and put it in a little table. And in essence, all we're going to do is multiply 82.7 kilometers by 1 a bunch of times. And we know that we're allowed to do that. It's not going to change what it is. What it will do is change the units. So let's multiply 82.7 kilometers by 1. And to do that, we want kilometers to go away, right? We want to end up with centimeters. So just like up here, how do you get this 3 to cancel out? You need to have a 3 on the bottom. So if we have kilometers up top, we need to have kilometers on the bottom. So let's put kilometers down here and meters up here, right? And what we'll do is we'll multiply it by 1 using this conversion factor. In the second step, well, these kilometers are canceled out. Now we want to end up with centimeters from meters. So what do? You put the meters on the bottom and the centimeters on top. Those meters will cancel out. Now all we have to do is put in those specific numbers so that we're multiplying by 1. Well, we know that there's 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. That's this. So that's just 1. We're multiplying it by 1. And we know that there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. So this is equal to 1. And now all you have to do is multiply it out, and you got your answer in centimeters.